You were 3 steps away from changing your life. And then you stopped. Not because you couldn't, because something inside you, something you don't want to admit exists, whispered that you shouldn't. The truth is, you're not afraid of failure. You've already made peace with that. What terrifies you is the version of yourself that succeeds, the one who has to maintain it, the one who has to become someone new. So you sabotage, quietly, precisely, with surgical efficiency, and you call it bad luck. Your brain is not designed for your dreams. It's designed for your survival. And survival doesn't care about your potential. It cares about predictability. This is why familiar pain always defeats unfamiliar growth. Your nervous system would rather keep you in a known hell than risk an unknown heaven. Because the known, no matter how dark, feels safe. Psychologists call this the fear of success, but that term is too clean, too clinical. What you're really experiencing is an identity crisis in advance. Because if you succeed, you can't be the person you've always been. You can't hide behind excuses anymore. You can't stay small. And staying small, ironically, has been your greatest protection. Success demands that you die to who you were. And some part of you would rather kill the dream than kill the old self. Neurologically speaking, your brain runs on pattern recognition. Every habit, every belief, every self-concept you have exists as a neural pathway, electricity following the same route it's followed 1,000 times before. And those pathways don't distinguish between good and bad. They only know familiar and unfamiliar. So when you attempt something new, when you try to become someone different, your amygdala registers it as a threat, a deviation, an error in the system. This is why you get anxious the night before an opportunity, why you pick fights before important moments, why you suddenly remember every reason you're not ready. Your biology is trying to return you to baseline, to the version of yourself it recognizes, even if that version is suffering. Here's the question no one wants to answer. What do you get by staying broken? Because you do get something. Everyone does. Maybe it's sympathy. Maybe it's the safety of low expectations. Maybe it's an identity you've built around being the underdog, the wounded one, the person who could have been. Psychologists call this secondary gain, the hidden benefits of your pain. And until you identify what you're getting from your struggle, you'll keep choosing it. Because the uncomfortable truth is this: if your failure serves you in some way, your subconscious will make sure you keep failing. Not out of malice, out of self-preservation. You've built an entire identity around your limitations. And success would mean admitting that you were capable all along, which means every year you spent stuck was a choice. Pause for a second. Think about the last time you were on the edge of something good, and then you pulled back. Drop a comment and tell me what stopped you. Not the surface reason, the real one, the one you don't say out loud. The psychologist Gay Hendricks identified something he called the upper limit problem. It works like this. You have an internal thermostat for how much success, love, and happiness you believe you deserve. And when you exceed that limit, even slightly, you unconsciously sabotage yourself to return to your set point. You get the promotion, then start showing up late. You meet someone who actually treats you well, then pick a fight over nothing. You start getting healthy, then binge the moment you see progress. This isn't weakness. This is your system protecting you from becoming someone you don't recognize. Because deep down, you don't believe you're the kind of person who gets to have those things. So you bring yourself back down, back to what feels true, back to the narrative you've been telling yourself since childhood. And the cruelest part? You do it so smoothly that you don't even notice. You just call it bad timing. So what now? First, you stop pretending this isn't happening. You name it. You watch yourself do it in real time. You notice the moment before the sabotage, the thought that justifies it, the fear beneath the thought. Second, you expand your tolerance for the unfamiliar. You let yourself feel successful without immediately destroying it. You practice staying in the good without waiting for the other shoe to drop. And third, and this is the hardest part, you grieve the version of yourself that has to die. Because you can't become new and stay the same. You have to let the old identity go. the one that was safe in its smallness, the one that had an excuse for everything. That version of you kept you alive, but it was never meant to keep you growing. The question is, are you ready to meet who you become when you stop stopping yourself?